It was a peaceful Saturday morning on my lakefront ranch. The sun was just rising over the water, casting golden light across the ripples. I had a mug of coffee in one hand, fishing rod in the other, and for a moment, it felt like life was perfect. But peace doesn't last long when the HOA is involved. Now, I should mention, I never signed up for an HOA. My ranch was grandfathered in before the neighborhood board was even formed. For some reason, the new HOA president, a woman named Linda, with a voice like a dentist's drill, decided my property didn't fit the community aesthetic. Translation: she wanted to boss me around. For months, she sent letters about my oversized dock, my non-standard fence, and even claimed the American flag I flew was too large. I ignored her. But that morning, she sent something worse than letters. Around 9 a.m., I heard the crunch of tires on my gravel drive. 3 black SUVs rolled in like some kind of government raid. Out stepped 6 large men in matching black polo shirts, security printed on the back. They weren't police. They weren't sheriffs. They were hired muscle, paid for by HOA fees from my neighbors. The tallest one, a shaved-head guy built like a refrigerator, stepped forward and barked, "Sir, we're here to inspect and remove unapproved structures." I laughed. "You're here to what?" "We have authority from the HOA," he said, flashing some laminated card like it was a badge. I took a sip of my coffee, set the cup down, and said, "This is private property. You have 10 seconds to leave before you regret staying." They didn't leave. 2 of them started toward my dock. One pulled out bolt cutters, and another grabbed a toolbox. When I realized they weren't bluffing, they were here to actually destroy my stuff. The problem for them wasn't their playground. It was mine. I grabbed the oak walking stick leaning against the porch, not a flimsy cane, but a solid hand-carved staff I'd used on hikes in the Rockies. I stepped between them and the dock. "You've got 5 seconds left," I warned. Shaved-head smirked and took another step. That's when things shifted. The first one lunged, and I sidestepped, driving the stick low hard into his shin. There was a sickening crack, and he dropped to the ground with a howl. The second guy came from my left, but a quick pivot and another blow to his leg sent him collapsing into the gravel. The others froze. "This is assault," I shouted. "No," I said, "this is self-defense on my property." At that exact moment, my neighbor, a retired sheriff's deputy, pulled up in his ATV. He saw the scene, pulled out his phone, and began recording. "I'll better leave before the real law shows up," he said. The security team scrambled. Two were limping, one crawling back to the SUV, and another was dragging his buddy by the arm. Linda Slexus showed up just in time to see her enforcers retreating like whipped dogs. She started screaming about lawsuits and HOA violations, but I just smiled. "Linda," I said, "step 1 foot on my dock, and you'll leave the same way they did." 2 days later, I got a letter. Not from the HOA, from their lawyer. Apparently, the security team wasn't exactly licensed, and Linda's unauthorized stunt had opened them up to criminal charges. The HOA board voted her out before the week was over. As for me, I still fish off my dock every morning, coffee in hand, flag flying high. No one's bothered me since.